Welcome, Saw Logs Plastic Hubs, Jim Dedman. Hope you enjoyed today's video that I put together for you. We're always doing something interesting here in the shop. Stick around, watch the video, enjoy, comment. Thank you. So, what we're going to do, get my brush here where I laid it. My oil cup here is a little low and I filled it up. So I'm just going to drill these out. I'm not going to use a center drill. I think this is going to be plenty rigid enough. And we're just going to drill the 1/2-inch hole right here. This is a number 7 drill, by the way. And all right, we'll just stop it. Well, the mill wants to move. Put the mill in the low gear. Here's always the fun with the keyless chuck. It's nice and it isn't sometimes. And with the taps, you never know when you're trying to power tap. Sometimes you really got to cronk on them because they just don't grab good. Okay. Low gear is always backwards, and that's why the machine, I put road on it, which is not smart up there, but since I can't see it, it don't really matter. This is hot rolls up there. Then we'll just move it over and drill the other 2 holes. And I'll have all my holes in position. I'll go back and deburr these and chamfer these in a little bit. Then I'll just go back and pop it in high gear and drill my other 2 holes. And then we'll set up here this little production run. See, I've got my numbers written here, so now all I have to do is just go to -2. I'm going to go more than that's just not going to be good. Let me change that because that don't look right. I want 1/4 off of this edge, so let me redo this because that's 1/4 to the center. I actually probably going to end up going closer to 1/2 inch. Yeah. And then go an inch and then we'll go 1.5 inches or so. Let me get this changed. Let me change my note here a minute. Because I kind of don't have a blueprint and I'm going by what it looks like. So, let me cut you off and remark my thing. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to do this for look-see and then I'm going to write them down. Because I also kind of know where I want to come off the end with my clamp. So, what we're going to do. Now see, I know when I mill this will be bigger. And I could have got me a 1/4 inch drill, but I'm going to work off these holes anyway, so that's fine. Now what I'm going to do is I haven't written my last number because I want about 1/2 inch off of the end of the part. And what I'm doing, instead of trying to do a bunch of math, is I'm kind of designing this as I go along off of how this looks. So now see, this will here be the flat. So with that being 1/2 inch, that's 1/662. So what I can do is I want to round it up to a round number. So I'd rather it be a little shorter. So I'm seeing 62. So I'm just going to go 1/650. A few thousand shorter. Because there's no design to this. So 1/650. That's a little bit over 1/2 inch long there slot. So, well, that's actually a little over. Oh, excuse me, got the period in the wrong spot. 1 inch 650. That's actually a little over 1 inch slot. So that'd be cool. So. then we'll just put a little 15-degree angle on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up. I'm either going to take the mini pallet and go ahead and put the piece on the end and then angle them or what. I'm not sure yet. But we're going to, what I'll do is I'm going to come back and I'll mill these slots later. So now that's, and then what we'll do is we'll put a 15-degree angle right here along the edge. If this falls into this a little bit, it won't hurt because we're not going to tape it a bit. So I'm going to put like a 15-degree angle. So there's my first one. Then I'm going to deburr them also. That's how we're going to do it. That's the whole plan. So I'm going to put you to sleep, as Harold says. Same thing I've done with the actual see, some of this will, you know, obviously part of the reason for doing part of this is because it just needs to be done, and I've got a stop set, so this makes it just really quick. So there we go, and I'll just do the rest of them as our friend says, go back to sleep, have a good nap. All right, now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and realign this for milling. Basically set this back to where I'm going to reset some zeros. Kind of where I want it. So that's going to become X0. Let me grab them. Now I use Dicom pins, so that's why you see me use brake cleaner, because well, I ain't got nothing against Sharpies, but I happen to have some Dicom pins that come from the day job, so I use from when I worked at Eaton. So that's 0. So now we need to come down here about, and we'll line this drill up to where, and then we'll just make us a note, write it right here, because that's what we'll use to mill with, obviously. Oh, the Dicom pin hit the floor. Excuse me just a second. I thought I had landed. I didn't open this tray up that I have made here, so now this is the number now. The actual number is right. So we're basically 10. I'm telling you what I can do. 1 inch, 490. Boys and girls, you know what this is going to become. Thousandths not going to matter. Okay. And then what we'll do now is we'll set up. I'll stop and I'll set up. I got all my zeros set, obviously. So now I can move everything if I need to. We'll change out, get us milling so we can mill these. Also, I'll have to deburr these other ones, so I'll do that too right quick. Okay, we're ready to go now. You may get an arm now and then, but so basically what we got to do, this is basically one of the things I discovered. This is not half inch, this is more like 5/8 material. So I'm taking a little 100,000ths cut from one number to the other. You know, I put the holes in for a spot, and the plan is when I get these all milled, I may have to take the plate and modify it just a little bit, or go ahead and get it fixed to do sign with. And we're going to do all the angles on the plate. That's the plan right now. So I can hold these thin parts. So, Mr. Pete, look away. You know, I worked in the shop, we used air a lot. And if you noticed, I didn't just squirt the crap out of it, I just kind of lightly blew it so I can evacuate the chips and see what I've got. You know, if you use compressed air with a little bit of common sense, it's not as bad as it's let out to be, but you don't want to just go in there and hit the thing wide open. What this is allowing me to do is see what I've got, because, you know, the chips are falling up in here. And with all these different setups and all, it's almost easier to do it this way than running pool mist. So I'm just getting up on the number right here. You know, I have it written on the vise, basically the length of the slots. Basically the length of the holes as you see me find them. Let's grab my air hose again and evacuate the chip. Put that back here in the hook on this. Another 100. I'm just kind of going 100 at a pass, and what that's doing is getting me through there good. Putting a little oil in there, and then just come back by hand and take my time, watch my milling cutter. The main reason is like we're trying to hit these numbers, and so you want to hit them. To hit them the way you need to, you really got to pay attention. And it's one of the things that's a little difficult to do in video, actually. So, I mean, if you miss them a little bit, it's not the end of the world, because this is nothing but a clamp, but you want to get as close as you can. So let's go this one, and we'll probably have to go one more. Yeah, we will. So we basically just kind of, like I say, just working it out. That's what the problem's been. I was thinking this is 1/4 inch material, and it's 3/8 material, which is good for what I want to do with it. So. Alright, blow it out. We should get the last. We should be right on this for the last pass. Let's go another full 100 to make sure I'm clear of the part. Look down there and make sure the milling cutter's coming completely through. And then just come back and make the last pass to make sure it's cleared through good. All right. You see, I do have this loaded a little bit. Then I can crank off here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what I've been doing is just backing up to load it. So just backing off like this. Bring it out of the vise. So there he is. That's one of them ready to put the angles on. See, what I decided is we're going to put these in and bolt them, and then we're going to set the plates and cut all the angles. I may even do multiples. We'll just have to see when we get to that point. Okay, here we go. So that's what we got done this morning, more or less. We've got the clamps that look like a clamp. Now we got I'm probably going to end up and split the video here. And we're going to probably have to work on the plate a little bit and get it to where we can set it at an angle. And so we can put these angles on the ends of these things. So I think I'm going to clean up for the day, take lunch, go eat lunch, and go up and see my mother at the nursing home. So, and pick up some stuff to do supper. Have a good one. Alright, so here's what the plan. Let me see if I can zoom you in a little bit so you can see, kind of get a better number. I don't know if you're going to be able to read the number when I turn it on or not. Let's just see. Can you? Yeah, you can. So what we're going to do is we want about 15 degrees. So the plan here is to lower this down to 15 degrees. Roughly 15. Okay. All right, that's 15.1. So we'll just take us a little bit of a soft hammer, see if we can get that extra 10th degree out. I think we're going to settle for 15.1. I think a tenth of a degree is not going to break us up. Do you? So now, with this sitting out here like this, I'm going to be able to take the mill. I'm going to put a milling cutter in, and then we're just going to go across and mill. So I got to find the milling cutter I want. So I'll be right back. Let's see what happens. Let's turn the feed down just a little bit. Put this thing in. And let's get some more, see what happens. That's a Niagara carbide cutter I'm running across there. And we might can stand to give it a little more than that. That's a 50,000th depth of cut. And I didn't treat them, these clamps and everything here is a little bit, I'm not going to say wonky. There's a little bit of a vibration. Might not would hurt to have a machinist jack under them. Take some of that out. To be honest with you, well, excuse me hitting the camera, but I'm going to be honest with you, I like that. I'm going to go back and I'm going to take 10 more and just run a light finish cut over it. It's got a little bit of just a hair bit of a vibration in it because it's not really rigid. So we'll cut them, take about 60 thousandths total off. Then we'll unload the pallet, reload it for the rest of the clamps. And we'll mill them off, get all these angles milled. I don't think I got a thin enough machinist jack to go in there. I might could take and put one on each end. Then we're going to figure out how we want to mill there's several ways to mill the others, but since I've got to do so many, I won't make me a repeatable setup. So I've kind of got an idea for that too. So well, that's one batch right there done. So let me get these off and put another set on. We'll see how this works. So what I did was take a round piece of aluminum stock knife and I milled it, or drilled it, and tapped it to hold the fixture, hold the clamps. And then what we're going to do is we're going to mill 15-degree angles, again, another 15-degree angle on each side to a fixed depth. And since this thing's, let's see, let me get a caliper here and then we'll decide what the fixed depth will be. I just want to leave it. Okay, so we're right at, it's a little under an inch. So if we mill 100 thousandths or so off each side, that's going to give us a little point. So that's what we're going to try to do, and we're going to see if we can do it in one pass. We may have to do it in two. And then I may have to get into my fixture, which is fine. All this is a piece of aluminum, and I just went out and got it out of my stock bin. It's faced off. I didn't show facing it, and it's drilled and tapped just to hold the bracket, just to hold the clamp in it. So now all I got to do is just set my 15 degrees. So this is 0, and we're just going to crank in 100 thousandths and see what it does. And we're just going to mill up to it slowly by hand first. If everything looks good, we'll turn power feed on. I'm going to take a little bit of that aluminum off because it don't matter. So that way if we go too far, it don't really matter. So that's right good. So see, if I take 100 off each side, that's 1/4 of an inch. And let's see how that looks when I flip it over. Find my tool. We're gonna flip her over, and then we'll turn her over and reel the other side and see how it looks. We just use an impact wrench to take these off. Flip it 180 degrees. You know, this is just and that way it should, you know, I'll have to, let me look, see how my depth blended. Ooh, gosh, I just caught my finger. It's a little deeper by going that way. I could slice my finger on that milling cutter. I'll have to get away from that a little more. Let's give myself a nice little cut. Okay. But that's still, now these are not going to be exact because of the way it is, but I could probably win a little less, but I'm kind of, to me, as long as they're consistently even, we're good to go. This is a little old Niagara cutter, so. There we go. I'm gonna get that out of my way. So I won't be slicing on my fingers anymore. I'm gonna leave it at 100. That's gonna give me plenty of room here. Not gonna be too obvious on the other side. So now I just got 13 more of them to rinse and repeat, and that's gonna be the end of that story. Breaking news alert. Bozo has arrived. I went to put one on. It's actually the next piece, and what happened was I went to tighten it up and the bolt broke. So I don't know where the bolt bottomed out, or it jammed, or what happened, or it just rung off. These are just them soft, you know, Tractor Supply bolts, so who knows. So I had to go back and I had to re-drill my fixture a little closer up. And so what I've ended up having to do, so I decided to eliminate the problem. I went ahead and just put set screws in them and Loctited them right quick. So the clown man is still in North Carolina. This son of a gun needs to take his tail back where he came from, the people who discovered him. Tom Lipton's the guy who discovered Bozo. We need to send him back over to California. And he fits right in with some of them out there, so excuse my political rant. Now let's go back to work. Finish rinsing and repeating. All right, this is the completed project, and basically what I've got, and I still may have to go in, and I haven't done. The only thing I might left to do is make some jack screws. I'm thinking about just using standard bolts. But basically what you're looking at, the way we get a screw, is the completed mini pallet. This is the mini pallet here. And this is one of the clamps that I'm going to use with it. And so this say you go on there somewhat like that. Got all the angles and everything. So this is my completed project. I really felt like making that separate video of what I made these clamps out of was worthwhile. So this should show you the completion of it. So now I'm just going to go ahead and put this stuff in my drawer. And what I'll probably do is, like, when I get ready to use this for a really precise project, I'll just fly cut it. But for these clamps, it just wasn't that necessary. So that's why I didn't do it. And I hope you enjoyed it. Mr. Bozo, he tried to strike several times, especially in this last piece here. And we kind of got him settled down and run off for a little bit. And I've got another little quick project I'm going to do this morning before I mow grass. Thank you for watching today's video. This is Jim. This, by the way, I will remind you, this is a copyrighted production of James Dedman, Saw Logs Plastic Hubs, for your personal enjoyment here on YouTube. The other thing I want to do is quickly thank everybody that's out here, that's visited my channel, that views, that comments. Our channel is growing thanks to you, and I want to send you a sincere thanks. Thank you, and have a great day, and we will see you in the next video.